All right. So, finished up practice today. Just finished up, and looking forward to playing a really good football team at Wake. And they're well disciplined team. You can tell they really well coached. All three phases. We a little banged up this week coming out of the game from last week, and but we got to be able to push through those things. We got to be able to that's what football is. It's who's got player availability, who can continue to push through and be mentally tough in practice, and there's a respect level for the game of football you have to have, and when you respect the game of football, you respect all parts of football. And when you love the game of football, you love all parts of the game of football, not just after the game. I mean, you got to love the process. You got to love the practice. You got to love the preparation. You have to love, the blood, sweat, and tears that go into it. and you got to be able to, push through, overcome adversity. You got to be able to sustain. And I don't think we did a great job of that this week. I really don't. I think I don't think it's as a full team. I think there's certain positions that we did not practice yesterday the way that I expect them to practice. It was addressed. It's been addressed last night. It was addressed this morning on the field. And we got to rebound from it. But no, I'm not happy. I'm not excited. I'm not going to kiss the crack of their butts and tell them how good they are. All right, because right now, all right, we're going into a dogfight. Play a dang good football team. All right, and our team better understand that. If I have any questions.
Chad?
Why do you think the response was that way from them? Can you put your finger on it, why they responded the way they did or didn't respond?
Well, they responded today. But you can't have lulls. You can't have, days, down days. Look, I've been associated with Georgia Tech for a long time, and there's always, this week comes around. There's midterms. There's different things going on, and our guys got to be able to have. That's why you're at Georgia Tech, because you can handle both. Right? You can do those things, not make an excuse for one, one way or the other. So. There was the mental toughness that I expect out of this team in certain positions. I don't think we showed it this week. But the good thing is that I addressed it last night and addressed it this morning, as opposed to sitting around and keeping it to myself and not saying anything. So that then you wake up on Sunday morning and say, well, I should have said that, or I knew that. I mean, we're not living that world around here. I mean, when I say things are black and white, they're going to be black and white. And that doesn't matter if it's to the players, the coaches, you guys in the media. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys straight up the way it is, and that's the only way to live. I mean, for me to come in here and have sunshine and rainbows and all those things, that's giving a false message to our football team.
Defensively, do you prepare for the slow mesh any differently than you would any other offense?
Yeah, just like every other offense, or every offense has its intricacies, finer points, different, elements of it, whether it be RPOs, whether it be play action, whether it be, a spread drop back team, whether it be a triple option team, whatever it is, you have to prepare it that way. You got to show discipline in your preparation. You have to be about the preparation. You have to, it's like I said, open it up. You've got to, if you love the game of football, you love everything about it. Otherwise, you're phony. You're fake. And I don't want those people around here.
We spoke Tuesday about missed opportunities, at the Ole Miss game, and Wake Forest has been very good defensively, especially when they get inside their own 30, inside their own 20. Is there sort of a fine line, not putting too much pressure on the offense when they get that close?
Oh, man, we love pressure. We want the pressure. Pressure is what allows you to rise to the occasion, and that's what you want. You want pressure as coaches. You want pressure as offense, as defense. The pressure in situational football is what. That's what separates the good teams and great teams. It is, and we, you want the pressure. You want the opportunity to, have a 4th and 4 to score a touchdown. And that's what we want. Look, I'm going to be aggressive. All right, that's my mindset. That's the team's mindset. That's what I want this team to be: is aggressive and aggressive-minded and think aggressive. And then go out and play aggressive. All right, there's nothing passive about this game. All right, so there's no passive approach within the game. So I want guys that love the pressure. They like to be in that spotlight. And for 3 games, I think there's guys on offense that have rose to that occasion. We need more guys to come around with them. And the great ones want the one-on-one. The great ones want the ball thrown to them in those positions, in those situations. The great ones want the running back, to run behind them. They want to be the quarterback that has the ball last. they want to be the corner in a one-on-one, man-to-man coverage, in the tight red area. I mean, the great ones want that. They thrive on it. And that's what we have to continue to do is get those guys. And the only way to thrive in pressure situations is to prepare and practice in pressure situations. Right? There's pressure from the coaches. There's pressure from the way we go about practice. And then you have to put pressure on yourself. You have to put pressure on yourself so when you get into situations, and you don't ever want the game to be bigger than it is during the week, bigger than the practice is. And look, we structure practice a certain way. We do things a certain way, all right, to make sure that we get as close, we narrow that gap as much as we can. But then at the same time, there's individual players that have to, put that pressure on themselves as well and understand that.
Do you see any major differences in what you're seeing from Mitch Griffis as opposed to what they had in Sam Hartman?
Yeah, man, I hadn't watched really much of him. It's a different team, different quarterback. That's who we've studied. That's who we're working with. I mean, you don't go back and schematically, yeah, you go back and look at different things. But as far as the personnel, the man running the show, that's really what you're honing in on and looking at.
Chase Lane still maybe week to week game time.
Yeah, he'll travel this week,
okay,
which is good. He would be an emergency situation in the game, so we're prepared to play without him. But he is traveling, which is good news, and look forward to getting him back with us, full go, full bore very soon.
E.T. Rubin, Dante Smith.
Yeah, E.T.'s fine. I know Malik was another one that he was limited a little bit on Sunday. He's been full go ever since.
The Wake Forest defense has done a good job of being aggressive, putting pressure on the quarterback, getting sacks. Do you feel like your offensive line is progressing to the point where they can cut down on those type of things?
Cut down on?
On, the getting Haynes out of the pocket and.
Well, about 5 of those were draws last week. Right. So they gave up 3 pressures last week. 2 of them with a freshman left tackle, right, who made a freshman mistake. Look, I've played the position. I made a hell of a lot more than he did. I promise you that. So, those things are going to happen. There's going to be, pressures at times. Look, I think that group has improved as much as anybody on the football team, right? Improvement lasts week to week, though, right? Improvement is week to week. Improvement is, what are you doing? What have you done for me lately? They've got a huge challenge in front of them. Huge challenge. All right, we've challenged them since Sunday. Right? Look, turn on the tape. They lead the country in sacks. I mean, they're top in 5, I think, in TFLs. I mean, just the whole front 7. They do a really good job schematically and individually doing that. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've watched a college football game in 10 years where there wasn't some sort of a pressure. But then why was the pressure? Right? Sometimes, a lot of times, there's called draws. You want pressure to come up. So now you open up, you create separation between the first level and the second level of the defense. That's what we're trying to do, right? There's sometimes the guys make mistakes. Yeah, sometimes the guys get beat one-on-one, right? What are they going to do the next play? That's my challenge to them. What are they going to do after they get beat? All right, look, those 5 guys that play up front, they got a heck of a lot of pride in protecting that kid behind them. All right? They take a lot of pride in it, and they work their tails off every day to make sure that when they go out on Saturday, they do the very best job they can at that. And credit to Jeep too. Now, he's done an outstanding job with those guys. To have a new guy in Connor, who just came in the summer, to have a true freshman in there, to get those guys playing together as one. All right, in a short amount of time. I mean, major credit to what Jeep Wade has done with those guys. And now, like I said, though, it's only as good as your last game. So we've got to continue to improve in those areas. We've got to continue to get better overall, not just on the O-line, but the entire football team.
Time for a couple more? No? Good? Got one last one?
Back to back for you.
You've had, this will be your 3rd night game out of 4 games. Does that help for the players in the routine in getting ready for a game, or does it make any difference at all?
Yeah, I mean, we have a set routine for an early game, a mid game, and a late game. So, regardless of what time the game is, you've got that routine that you have to get into. You've got the routine that that is set. Now, I don't know what time next week's game is. I have no clue. So, it probably is a different time than this week. So, you create the routine throughout the week, create the routine on Friday night, try to create as much routine as you can in the time they wake up and they eat and those things on Saturday morning, and then leading up to the game, where your pregame meal is going to be a certain set amount of time before the game. So the routine, regardless of night or early, doesn't change a whole lot. We adapt and change the times that they go to sleep and they wake up. So there's a certain amount of time that they're awake in their rooms and that sort of thing. A certain amount of time that we do the walkthroughs. We try to make it as much the same routine as possible.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, thanks, guys. Go Jackets. Yeah, thanks, guys.
3:30 next week.
Oh, I would have guessed that.
Would you?
Yeah.
You knew.
If you said roll.